and 4. The battle is on. It's going to be too close to call side by side. Long Joe gets it. We got contact. We got flips. Everywhere. We got big wrecks here. Going back to the front because we're racing back to the line.
William Page with the victory.
Looking for second here.
Musa's gonna.
Oh, he's gonna use that apron.
He's gonna use the apron.
They're gonna be side by side. Coming off the corner. Boy, back to the inside. It's gonna be a drag race to the line. Musa gets it.
Tom Musa, where did he come from?
Boyer trying to close the gap. He's gonna get to the bumper. Oh, just barely did not make it. And coming off of turn 4, Jeff Stickenis is gonna win it at Dover.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's feature presentation of the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series presented by the fine folks at Voiles Trucking. As always, I'm your host, Joe Twansky. Alongside me tonight, the one and only Mr. Ricky Collette. Ricky, welcome back to Talladega.
Hey, Joe. Glad to be back here for a great night of racing. I feel like we've been a little bit since we've done a super speedway race, so really excited to be here to see another great race at Talladega. Gonna be a fun night here. Good sized field, a lot of guys, a lot of action. Everyone all antsy for this weekend. I think it's gonna be a fun race.
Just to make you feel like a complete idiot, it's only been about 4 or 5 races here at Bomb Squad since we've had the Super Speedway at the end of August. So,
yeah, I know it works both ways. Either I'm correct or I'm being ironic, but I can't be wrong.
Or one for Mr. Richard Collette. Well, folks, can't thank you enough for tuning in here tonight. Of course, this is our Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series race preview, presented by the fine folks at CircleBdiecast.com. Make sure you use code JTN at checkout for free shipping on your order of $20 or more. CircleBdiecast is your home for all your racing-related merchandise needs. They also have a pre-holiday sale going on right now. So before we get this race underway, why don't you open up a second tab, head on over to CircleBdiecast.com and see if there's any good deals for you. I know before we went on the air, there's Ryan Blaney autographed Raced Wind diecast up. And those sales will change one more time between 10 and 11 as well. So new cars get posted every hour, kind of how they do their holiday sales, which we can tell you more about once Thanksgiving and holiday shopping season draws nearer. But of course, Talladega Super Speedway, 2.5 mile super speedway, 76 laps on the docket for tonight, 70 degrees, picturesque day here, Chamber of Commerce day here in Alabama. Ricky, it's a super speedway race. They can get crazy. They can be really calm, though, too.
Yeah, you never know what you gotta get when you come here to Dega. Sometimes these guys are just 100%. The entire race is always trying to be up front, taking control of the pack, dictating the race. Other times, everyone just wants to ride around till 20 to go before they start making moves. You never really know. It's 76 laps here tonight, so we're going to get a few pit stops. I think strategy is going to play into it, so I think we'll see a little of both. A lot of guys trying to make sure they're in good positions lined up for that, which for something like that, you want to be at the front of the group, being able to say when everyone's pitting, but at the same time, when you get up there, you don't want to lose that, so you're going to fall in line and just sort of ride around till you get off pit road again. So could be a little bit of a, I think we're going to get kind of a mixed bag here tonight. Usually when you throw more strategy into it, people are a little more tepid about making moves. So it'll be interesting to see what these guys do out here.
Be an interesting race indeed. Just to update you on that Circle B sale, because getting ready to make one of our social media posts because the race was going live. They actually have a couple really good ones right now. $44 for Chase Briscoe's 2021 rookie diecast, 124. So if you're a Chase Briscoe fan, you better go hop on that because that will not last long. That is a spectacular deal from the folks at Circle B Diecast. There's some other ones too. Harvick's Gen X car from 2019 up there, and a bunch more. But Ricky, like you said, it's a mixed bag here at Talladega. So these drivers definitely need to be on their toes throughout the night. Qualifying is occurring right now. Of course, it's super speedway, so that means there's a pole shootout. A winner will take home a prize, unless it's the 91 who currently sits up top of the board. He always puts the money back into the pot. So if we stay the way we are right now with the qualifying order, that looks to be the case, and it will continue. That no one can beat the 91 here at qualifying on the Super. Very impressive.
Yeah, it's very impressive, very impressive. And from my understanding, Joe, they got a little bit of a deal going on here about who gets the pole if that car does not take the pole tonight.
Yeah, they would have took home some money, but guess what? He got the pole. Bada bing, bada boom. 91 BSR DJ Champ going to start on the pole position. Ricky, take us through the rest of tonight's starting lineup.
All right, with pleasure, Joe. Starting on the pole tonight at a time of 49.896. Like you said, BSR DJ Champ with that 91 car takes pole position. Starting in second position will be the 193 of BSR Ricky J. In third spot will be the 9 of Zach Rogers. Fourth spot will go to the 028 of Monty Keller. BSR Steven in the 510 will start fifth. Gary Scott in the 66 will roll off from the sixth position. Spooky. So rolling off in the seventh position will be the 114 car of BSR Eli, 114. Mike Coulong in the 199 will roll off from the eighth position. BSR Magoo in the 144 will start ninth. And last car to take a time in qualifying in 10th position will be the 99 of Brandon Hawken. Starting from 11th will be the 103 of Nelly. 12th will be the 096 of BSR Chevy Chase. 13th will be the 088 of BSR Greg Lovell. John Fredericks at 38 will roll off 14th. From the 15th spot will be the 2-car BSR RJ Rusty. 16th will be the 31 of BSR Wings. And starting shotgun on the field will be 17th position, the 49 car BSR Brain Fade. That's going to be a starting lineup here tonight. 17 cars, so a pretty decent shuffle here. A pretty decent grouping for a super speedway race. That should bring into some interesting strategies. I think drafting lines are going to be a thing here. I think there's going to be enough cars tonight to pull that off.
And remember, Nelly won this race in the spring, ended under caution. He is still looking to kind of close the gap to Ricky J for the points lead. Getting to the point where it's a pretty big gap for the driver of the 193. There you see him, the Voiles truck and Mustang. Getting to the point where it's a pretty sizable gap. He's got to feel comfortable, but a couple bad races for that 193 team, and Nelly could be right back in the hunt. So, a great field here tonight, folks. Make sure if you haven't already, hit the like button on the video and subscribe right here to JTN. You don't want to miss a second of the action. Got a bunch of great racing coming at you over the next couple months before the new year, so you're going to want to make sure, again, you're subscribed, and you also want to head on over to our Facebook and Twitter. Make sure you're following us there. Once we get to 200 followers on Twitter, we're going to do a giveaway, so if you're not already over there on Twitter, actually go follow us on Twitter, so, you know. And 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, we'll do a giveaway, too. So, I put it out there, Ricky, I put it out there. We'll see if there is follow-through. From the fans, not us. We always keep our word here on JTN.
Except when we're wrong. In that case, we're liars.
In that case, we didn't keep our word. Simple enough. But of course, again, this was your Circle B Diecast race preview. Again, use code JTN at checkout for free shipping on your order of $20 or more. Also, make sure, if you haven't already, check out this week's edition of the Fake Racers podcast. Talked about all the stuff from Las Vegas, as well as the IndyCar finale in Long Beach. A bunch of great racing last weekend, and also preview all the great racing this weekend down here in Talladega. So, a great episode, a lot of fun. It's myself and Davey this week. Mr. Matthew Steelman with some issues on the internet. You can follow him on Twitter to see all of his conundrum with AT&T. But, yeah, Ricky, I mean, a bunch of big stuff happening in the world of motorsports right now. IndyCar, Alex Palou obviously just won his first career championship. First time a guy other than Scott Dixon has won a title for Ganassi since Frank Healy did it. The things are looking up over there for Chip Ganassi Racing, despite, you know, shutting the doors on the NASCAR program.
Yeah, definitely.
Great insight from Ricky Collette there, folks. You cannot get that anywhere else.
I always give you a good setup, don't I, Joe?
You do. What do you? Okay, let's talk. I know something you would like to talk about, scheduling. Indianapolis Raceway Park for the trucks. Oh, baby.
Like,
You like
I
it?
like trucks. I like ERP. So naturally, I would like both of them. I would like trucks at ERP.
Yeah, look, Davey's even tuning in. He said great insight.
A great insight. Yeah, right.
That's how you know, Ricky, that you're doing a good job, is when Davey tells you that you gave some great insight, because he always gives the best insight.
My my IndyCar insight's never really that good, so I don't know where to take it.
Thanks for tuning in, Davey. Yeah, but Talladega tonight, there's a lot of guys that are gonna have a good opportunity to kind of get a win before the end of the year, start building some momentum. If you're maybe one of these guys, you've been outside the playoff hunt for a while now, or the championship hunt, shouldn't say playoffs, don't have playoffs here. But you've been outside that championship hunt since we're doing that long season format. Right now, you're racing for wins, racing for good finishes. Tonight at Talladega, it's going to provide a very good opportunity for you, right?
Yeah, this is always a great place to kind of squeak out that win, that needed win on the season if you're having a rough go of it, or if there's a dominant force running around everywhere. This is the grand equalizer. This is where everyone kind of has a chance to take the win here. A little more equal footing. So we'll see a lot of shuffling around, a lot of guys taking shots at this win. I think everyone's going to be hungry out here to walk away with the victory, make sure that one of the front runners doesn't end up taking it. One of the usual bunch doesn't take it tonight. But right now, they're lined up on pit road, Joe. Looks like we're getting ready to start this race. Just waiting for the countdown for the command to start engines.
And it's going to be a great race here at Talladega. Be a friend, tell a friend, share the stream. We appreciate you so, so much for tuning in here to JTN tonight.
Drivers, start your engines!
There you hear the command, and we'll make the trek around the Talladega Super Speedway, get a pace lap in, one final, check of the belts, check of the fluids, check of the old heart, you check on these guys' macho-ness.
Are you going to say heartbeat and then you realize that we don't have any
we don't have the whoop data.
We don't have biosensors. What do they call them?
The whoop data.
Heart monitors. That's what it is, heart monitors.
Jeez. Can you imagine having a heart monitor for a sim race?
Mine would probably spike every time I fart.
The wheels are falling off the wagon, folks.
The wheels on the bus are round and they are in his hands.
Welcome, Kathy, the Bomb Squad Queen, tuning in. Can't thank you enough for all your support of not only us doing these broadcasts, but also all the boys here at Bomb Squad. They appreciate y'all so much, everything you do for them, and can't thank you enough. Hopefully you're going to enjoy tonight's race. Hopefully these guys put on a good show. If they don't put on a good show, might be time to send them to the dungeon. DJ Champ going to start on the pole. Ricky J to the outside. Then it's going to be Zach Rogers and Monty Keller making up row number 2. BSR Steven and Terry Scott make up row 3. Eli 114 in the 114. Back in 7th. 8th is the 199 of Mike Coulong. Magoo and Brandon Hawkin rounding out your top 10. Our spring winner, Nelly in the 103, going to line up in 11th. Chevy Chase in 12th. Greg Lovell there in 13th. 14th, Sean Fredericks. RJ Rusty lining up in the 15th position with Wings in 16th. And riding shotgun on the field for the start of tonight's race, it's the 49 of Brain Fade. Pace car makes its way down the pit lane, and we get ready to go. Green flag racing. Remember, folks, the start-finish line isn't right here in the middle of the tri-oval. You got this little extra distance that might or might not come into play before the end of tonight's race. DJ Champ with control. Down and away we go. Green flag, and we're underway here from Talladega.
It take these guys about 3/4 of a lap here to get up to full song, but they come down into turn 1, throwing up between 3rd and 4th gear. Looks like Zach Rogers really pushing that 91 ahead. DJ Champ going to take the lead here pretty handedly coming onto the back straightaway. See if Rogers falls in line. Looks like Rogers is going to stay low, doesn't have the spot. Ricky J's going to close that gap, and they're going to line up on this top side.
Interesting to see Ricky J not cut the teammate a break there in the 9 of Zach Rogers. Kind of thought maybe those two would try to get lined up nose to tail early in this one. Wouldn't be surprised, though, if that 193 makes a big move to the bottom to get around the 91.
And here they come, coming off of turn 4. Right now, they're doing about 188 miles an hour, so they're about at full song now. They get up there a little quick. Sometimes it varies depending on which Dega you come to, what you're running for specs here, but generally it's about 3/4 of a lap, maybe a lap to get up to full speed. These guys now cooking along. DJ Champ taking them along the high line right now. It looks like you see down low, Zach Rogers got that 66 BSR Terry Scott lined up behind him, starting to get a little line formed up down there. RJ Rusty's down there, Brain Fade's down there. So these guys starting to make that decision already. They don't want to ride around single file. They want to make some moves. They want to work. And Zach Rogers is going to bail out on that. I take that back.
Right, Brain Fade all the way up to 12th already. Only 1.5 laps into this race. So some good movement there from the 49 team. Right now, like you said, single file top 7. And it's a side-by-side battle for 8th with Nelly on the outside. Terry Scott now going to have to either stay down there, get in line. He's going to choose to get in line there on the outside, it looks like. And it's hard, too. These guys, they're side-by-side further back in the pack right now, Ricky. But if they stay like that for too long, these guys out front, they're single file. They're able to keep their momentum up. They might start to lose a little bit of ground.
Yeah, they'll start losing some ground. On the bright side, you can see Terry Scott's kind of in the middle there. He's kind of almost bridging these two groups. If these guys start to fall back, they're close enough that as they get back together and start running quick enough times, they'll suck up pretty quick. But for the moment, interesting to see the high line being the dominant line right now. This variant of Dega doesn't generally... It's a multi-lane track, but you usually don't see people conga line on the top line here. Usually the center line's the fastest. So we'll see if DJ Champ decides to stay up there the whole race, or he starts moving around. We'll see if any of these guys try to make moves, especially in the turns on those lower lines. I think there's definitely grip down there to pick up some ground. I think you just need a little bit of drafting help to do it.
I think these guys, too, with being off last week with the rain out in Las Vegas, part of it is they're still trying to get their bearings about them, right? You don't do a lot of practice on the super speedways, don't want to tear up the race car too much if you don't have to in practice, so, you know, maybe they're taking it a little easy early on as Zach Rogers makes a move to the inside of Magoo for the 6th position.
Yeah, Zach Rogers trying to kind of go it alone right now. Thinks he's got a fast enough car to do it, and you see he's kind of holding even with Magoo there. So he's got a fast piece. He's going to need some help. You see Eli kind of waving a little bit back and forth. I think the 9 wants him to move down, but he's not going to move down. I think he was just a little loose. But Zach Rogers kind of mired down there with no help. I think what he's trying to do is just kind of leapfrog some of these guys. Open setup here, so they do have some adjustability. Zach Rogers really gets close to that 114. They have some adjustability here to make that car fast. So if Zach Rogers has a really fast car, he might be able to really stand toe-to-toe with some of these guys in that draft train that maybe are kind of leaning on the generic setup. But there's only so much you can do. Even when you're fast, even when you got a fast setup here. But you see Brandon Hawken going to the inside.
That was a power move.
Yeah, here comes that power move. He's got RJ Rusty back there. Looks like this low line's starting to form up. These guys that we were talking about earlier, that they shouldn't be racing side by side, Joe. I think they're starting to prove us wrong here. They're starting to line up and form something. Sean Frederick's taking up the back. So we got 5 cars down there now. You can see it's helping Brandon basically hang even with that 9 car. I think they just need to form up a little bit here on the bottom. 31's going down with them too, so these guys starting to make some moves. You see Zach Rogers now going back to the inside. That's going to help that low line suck back up a little bit more. Now they're going to try to follow Rogers through here. We'll see if anyone else drops down to try to capitalize on what the 9's doing.
Let's talk about the draft a little bit, because you talked about Rogers getting down there, and that's going to allow some suck up for the 99. Why is that, scientifically speaking?
Well, it's the science. It's that you know, you're creating a wake in the air there. That you're making me explain the entirety of a draft. They're making a wake in the air here, punching a hole in the air, if you will, and creating like a low pressure zone behind the car, effectively. That, you know, less resistance. It's not really that the car's not getting more power. It just has less resistance going against it. Like if you put your hand up out the window driving down the highway, and then you put it like flat, you can. You know, if you have it upright, you can't move it forward easily, but if you put it flat, you can move easily because the air's jumping around you easier. There's less friction. There's less friction from the air. There's less drag, and that's basically what's happening. There's less drag on the cars riding around in that wake, and it allows them to kind of move up on these guys, as it were, because it is quite a bit of a difference. But right now, this low line really formed up. Ricky J taking the lead from 91, as we were talking about that little science lesson. So BSR, Ricky J in that 93 now leading. Zach Rogers pushing him. So Joe, we were talking about these guys working together as teammates, wondering why they weren't working together. Well, now they are 1-2, leading the field to Talladega. They can kind of dictate the race now.
They're going to have to get clear of that 91. Rogers isn't clear just yet. But with Ricky J clear, it's going to allow him some maneuverability out in front of the field. Going to want to stay on that bottom, though, because right now those guys down there, they are formed up and they are moving their way towards the front. Seeing a little bit, though, of off-centeredness between that 99 and 9 right now. Looks like Hawken likes to run a little bit lower. I don't know. Usually if you're going to offset, you want to offset to the right of the car, right? Because if you hit that left rear, that's usually where you cause some issues. I'm kind of surprised to see Hawken fade more towards the left rear of the 9 rather than the right rear. I'm going to be a little nitpicky here.
All right, now that 9 is now clear of the 91. Brandon Hawken trying to go with them. So this is a pretty potent 1-2-3 here. Talk about some of these guys in the field not wanting the front runners, the weekly front runners, to be the ones dictating the race. Well, we got at least 3 of them up front right now doing just that. Hawken really trying to close the door on the 91. Can't do it just yet, though, but you can see Ricky J's trying to move up the lane and ride that middle and take Rogers with him. Brandon Hawken now clear of that 91. That highline really trying to use momentum.
Yeah, those 3 working together really good. I have to think there's some good communication lines being established between the 193, 9, and 99. As now they are 1, 2, 3 in the field.
As they're all doing this, RJ Rusty going to try to go down low on Brandon Hawken. He's got Greg Lovell giving him a big old push. Oh, he's got a little bit of a transponder issue. I'm sure Brandon doesn't like seeing that, but side by side here for that 3rd spot, that low line's still cooking. And now the 9 of Zach Rogers, 93 Ricky J, they're going to have to start making some decisions. If Rusty can get past the 93 or at least get even with them, these guys are going to have to start deciding if they want to go high or go low. Right now, it seems like the safe bet is to keep pulling the high line around because that's the one that's kind of following them around. But you can see it. The leaders, these guys, these front 3 want to run that middle lane. The high line has to run near the wall. But you can tell these guys up front are getting the most grip out on the track in that center lane.
Yeah, I mean, when you can get everyone lined up around the top, it makes it hard for other guys to make that move to the bottom and sustain the positions they gain. As now DJ Champ going to go to the inside of Brandon Hawken for 3rd, going to try to lead this inside line up towards the front of the field like those other 3 did.
Yeah, DJ made a big move there, used that draft, slingshotted around the 99, got even with the 90. Doesn't have any help, but if you can kind of, you might be able to kind of mess with them. If you can get a little bit of a whiff of something off of Ricky J, he'll probably be able to hold with him.
Oh, and
As you can
help's
see,
on the
Ricky
way.
J kind of keeps going down the track, but for the moment, it looks like the 2 car is going to catch him, so that might be a moot point anyways. Really is looks like that 91 making a good move here. That low line's going to follow him right there and close back up, and he's going to be running even with these guys. And right as I say that, the top line forms back up and starts moving quicker, so
Like
don't
they
listen
hear
to
you
me.
talking, you know?
And you can see there's a very different strategy here in terms of what the leaders want to do and what that second line is doing. Most of that second line wants to be up top by the wall. This lead pack, these lead 3 cars want to be in that center line. So they all form up on the straightaways where that top line is getting the huge runs, and that's, you know, to the low line's detriment. But when they get into the turns, the leaders want to go for the middle. The low line's already close to the middle, so the guys up top keep going up top and then lose a ton of ground. This time by trying to do what the leaders are doing and try to take that middle lane, but I've noticed it hasn't been consistent. I think that's part of the reason why this low line keeps being able to catch the leaders so quickly, is that this front three is just, they're not relying on anyone other than each other right now out there.
You don't want to be stuck in the middle, though. You don't want to be stuck in the middle. That's the, what do they call that, Ricky? The old sucker hole?
Yeah, the old sucker hole, as Darryl Waltrip used to call it.
You know, it would have been funny if they like had like a little fish that would come up on the screen and like devour the car in the middle. That seems like something Fox would do.
That would be funny. I'd watch that. I'd watch a TV show around that.
Like a kid's NASCAR show.
I'd watch a poorly made CGI cartoon show put in the middle of a sports broadcast for that.
What? No,
what?
They've never done that.
No one's ever done that.
Original ideas right here on JTN.
There's a reason I don't remember 2009, but who's gonna remember tonight? Right now is Ricky J, who is leading Talladega.
I love Digger.
They're having a little bit of a command on the field at the moment.
Digger was the best.
That help from the 9 of his teammate Zach Rogers. That was a big mess of word soup. I don't know if that was any grammar in that at all. But these front four starting to splinter a little bit, and you can see the 91 making another charge. They have cars behind him. That 210's there of RJ Rusty. Just Rusty isn't closed up to him yet. You can see the low line's really getting some help here from that. And even with the 9 car kind of washed up the track a little bit, they got very close there. No real side draft with these cars at Dega, contrary to real life. So these guys kind of have to rely on just how they're managing the draft and where all that mechanical grip is coming from. Make sure you're not scrubbing off any speed coming off the turns, staying too far down the track. But right now, that 91 running even with the 93, a lot of help behind them. They're going to be a dead heat here come through the tri-oval.
Good side-by-side battle for the lead. DJ Champ trying to get it back as Ricky J has led since he took it over. Going to lead that lap as well as the outside line starts cooking a little bit. They're starting to move down the track, Ricky, and that's going to start making them scrub some speed in that middle line. Or the inside, you know, the trade-off between running higher, you know, like running your line with high line, low line, versus the speed you can gain down the straightaways. The more you start creeping down there to hug those guys on the bottom, you're going to keep losing some down the straightaway. So you got to be careful if you're Ricky J about where you're leading that outside line.
Looking right now, got a little insight in chat from Furco. 6 or 5 to pit time. 6 or 5 laps to pit time.
There goes Wings.
Set that probably the last lap by, so we might be off by a few laps. There's also a delay in the stream relative to chat, so we're coming up on pit stops here.
Up on pit stops.
And that might be why these guys are trying to get down the track as well. Some of these guys on that low line are venturing that far down to the yellow line. Maybe they're trying to make sure that they've staked their claim, as it were, and that they're going to be able to have they have to come down pit road. As opposed to the guys on the top line that are going to have to make the decision of either trying to pass these guys or have to fall in line behind them.
Yeah, they're stuck in a spot where it's going to be up to those guys on the bottom when the guys on the outside get to pit, you know? That's a frustrating thing, too, if you're those guys on the outside because you're battling for the lead, you're racing the guys. You're going 100% brain fade now coming to pit road, Terry Scott as well. You're racing those guys to the outside. On the inside rather, but they kind of hold your fate in their hands. You want to make sure that you want to make sure that you're hitting your fuel markers, right? It's 76 laps. We run about 18 to 19 on the tank of fuel, 20 maybe if you're lucky. So that makes it a 2-stop race, if not 3, depending on if you come too early. So you got to be careful. We kind of saw guys run into that problem at Daytona a month ago where they didn't time the pit stops right. And they had to make an extra stop.
Joe, I didn't want to cut you off there, but a lot of hands go out the window. Everyone's scrambling to get to this inside line. So here you go. 18 coming in 19 is about what they can do. Let's see if they can all make it out of pit road. Braking is always an issue here. Dega, the 2 locks it apart. The 028 gets into the 088.
We're big wrecking.
Oh, this big spin. Brandon Hawkins, Zach Rogers, all around on pit road.
We stay green.
Stay green. Oh, that is going to be detrimental.
Goodness.
Zach Rogers still backwards on pit road. A lot of these guys, this is going to be a huge implication for this race.
He just backed up into traffic in that 9 car. watch your replay.
Joe, that's what I was worried about. A lot of cars coming down pit road all at once. It just takes one person to sort of mistime that a little bit, and everything goes to the birds. It seemed like Monte Keller was slowing up. I think he was slowing up. I think he was going for a different way. The 2 was locking up, so I don't know if he was trying to get past the 2 because the 2 was slowing up so quick. But then Lovell was just right there, and I don't think Greg Lovell moved. I think that was the 028 moving down to pull in there, but then the 096 getting to the back of him. Really, even with what the 028 getting into the 088, the 096, that was a completely separate incident. So kind of like two big spins there on pit road. But these guys coming off, and you could just see how far back some of these guys are. Brandon Hawken all by himself, Zach Rogers and nobody. Monte Keller, Mike Coulon kind of have each other, but they're way back on the rest of the guys that just came off pit road. So this is going to be, we'll see. It's still plenty of racing left. But they're going to need a caution to get back in this.
And too fast entering pit road is the 91 of DJ Champ, so he has to come back down. That's going to give way to Ricky J in the lead.
2's coming back down as well.
Don't know how he sped.
Zach Rogers actually has damage on his 9 car, I think.
Yeah, he spun, he hit the wall, and then he also backed up into traffic coming on pit lane, so... might need to check on the spotter for the 9 to make sure he hasn't been enjoying the atmosphere here at Talladega this weekend too much.
Well, for the moment, BSR Steven was the leader because he just came off pit road. He's merging in, so Ricky J is going to take the lead, but don't speak too soon because Brain Fade comes to the inside. The 096 going to go with the 93, but Brain Fade is power on by that 93. Set up that slingshot very well to take the lead here. 49 out on point, that old Dodge Dart leading the way at Talladega. And really, right now, this looks like this is the front pack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars. Yeah, Magoo and Wings and Terry Scott and Sean Fredericks right behind him. If they can form up, they might be able to catch these guys, I would think. Especially if these guys up front don't want to stay lined up and just start racing each other. But we'll have to wait and see on that. Magoo is definitely cooking right now, doing about 197 down the straightaway. So he's definitely sucking up, getting some wind off these guys, in addition to that push from the 31. So we'll see how long it takes them to get there. But I think at least the 144 and 31 will get there. I think the 66 will be able to as well.
I love seeing a Dodge Dart in the lead.
And Zach Rogers back down on pit road, just coming off.
Definitely not a happy camper behind the wheel of that 9 here tonight.
That is very rough for Zach Rogers there. Very fast car tonight, and that's just very unfortunate timing the way that all went down, especially because it just happened to be in a situation where a caution didn't come out. Yeah, sometimes because of these Dega races, there'll be a wreck on pit road, and that triggers the caution. Excuse me, that triggers the caution, but it was like, got a car on track, and that didn't trigger the caution this time.
A lot of times it has to do with oncoming traffic. If there's no oncoming traffic, the game won't throw the yellow, so that's got to be what happened there. Because the 088 was Lovell was spun out onto the racing surface, but nobody coming, so the game doesn't throw the yellow. Brake immersion. While we're single file here after the first pit stops and we had our first big shuffle of the race, I'd like to remind you about a bunch of upcoming races here presented by our friends at TWB Technologies. Together we are better. USORL returns Saturday night under the lights, not really, here at the Talladega Super Speedway. 10:45 p.m. Eastern Time, the USORL Retro Series. Throwing it back. Ricky might be in that one. All-Star Racing Cup Series heads to Thunder Valley in the Bristol Motor Speedway, 9:05 p.m. Eastern, next Wednesday, October the 6th. Then 1 week from tonight, we'll be in Charlotte for sure. Might have a doubleheader coming at you with the Bomb Squad Cup Series to make up for last week's race at Las Vegas. Coverage beginning then at 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time on the 7th. October 13th, All-Star Racing Cup Series action from Viva Las Vegas. Then Bomb Squad Cup Series action the following night from Texas. All of those races, of course, live only on JTN. As
these guys have formed back up, that second group has caught these guys, but Brain Fade go to the inside of Zach Rogers right now. We'll see if Ricky J stays behind the 49. You gotta think that Ricky J's got a fast car. You gotta wonder maybe he's gonna hang around at the draft here just to save fuel or something with a smaller grouping now. But it has actually grown a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think 8 or 9 cars. So it's a bigger setting right now. Some of these guys kind of shuffled in this with a few lap cars just kind of sprinkled in. You see they're starting to scatter a little bit as the 144 gets behind the 9. Greg Lovell is 15th at the lap down. He's kind of racing with these guys. Oh, the 103, Nelly gets into the 108 right as I'm talking about him. Lovell almost gets to that outside wall there, but they keep it clean. They keep it green. And they're starting to fracture up, though. You see that whole top line's there. Brainfake's going to jump up top, but Ricky J going to be the odd man out. Not really having any drafting help. That's going to let Chevy Chase get right up to the 49.
Well, I think these guys are okay with Ricky J maybe not leading the race right now with all the wins he has on the season, wouldn't you say?
I would say a little bit.
I'd say they're okay with it. Oh, he's coming to pit road.
Oh, no.
I wonder if this is one of those nights where they can't run the full race.
93 team does do some starting cars. I wonder if they got the check and decided to pit.
Got the check inside the bounce. Just hoping that the check doesn't bounce, you know?
Yeah. Hoping the car doesn't bounce.
Ooh. Have you ever had your car bounce like a basketball? I have.
Yes.
Not a fun experience.
Yeah. It's not fun, depending on what you're driving.
Upside down, up and over. Rain Fade leads, Chevy Chase second, Nelly in third, Eli 114 in fourth. Your top 4, Ricky J has retired from tonight's race. So we will see a different winner for the first time in 3 races here at Bomb Squad. Or 2 races, maybe. Maybe it's not 3, but in a while. Level down to the inside. Again, that 088 a lap down. Just trying to get his lap back. Zach Rogers trying to do the same thing as well as RJ Rusty. Ricky, what are your thoughts on tonight's race so far as Nelly into the wall?
Into the outside wall, gets a 114, 144 involved. This is going to be a good one.
Not a good one, a bad one.
This is not a good one. My apologies. I don't know.
RJ Rusty.
I was going to say this is going to be a big one, and then I realized it was 2 cars. There's a few more cars. Nelly is spun around in the tri-oval. RJ Rusty spun around. This is going to be a caution. This one's
a caution.
Definitely going to be a saving grace for Greg Lovell, Zach Rogers, and not RJ Rusty, but at least Lovell and Rogers.
Watch this hit from Magoo. See the contact between the 144 and 103. RJ Rusty finishes the 114 off in a heavy hit, perpendicular to the wall for Magoo in the 144. Glad to see him drive away.
Yeah, 114 looks a little trashed up. I think he's going to be have some issues for the rest of the night. But man, full speed into that outside wall. Well, this is gonna bring it's gonna bring everyone back together. So,
and probably everyone down the pit lane.
Everyone down the pit lane, 4 tires and fuel, and then 088 will get a lucky dog. The 9, we'll see what the 9 does. I mean, then Zach Rogers had to pit again, so he's been on pit road recent-ish. So I'm wondering if he could get away with staying out and taking that wave around. Obviously, he would still need a caution to be in the cycle, but to be in the pit cycle. But you know, at least he gets him back in the lead lap. Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Baby steps. You step on the baby.
What?
What?
I can't believe you just said that.
Don't step on the baby.
No, not step on the baby. Why would you step on the baby?
You don't step on the baby. Why would you say that, Joe?
Ricky, I hate you.
Yo, we hold ourselves to a higher standard here. Why would you ask us to do such a thing?
No.
Stepping on the baby here at Talladega Super Speedway.
Ricky, sometimes you're too much. Chevy Chase won the race off pit road. Terry Scott second. Rain Fade third. BSR Steven and Monty Keller top 5. Remember, folks, if you're looking for a deal, head on over to CircleBDiecast.com. You can use code JTN at checkout for free shipping on your order of $20 or more. Circle Diecast is your home for all your racing-related memorabilia needs. They also got their pre-holiday sale going on right now. New deals were just loaded to the site. Go check them out. Again, CircleBDiecast.com, code JTN at checkout on your order of $20 or more. You'll help support us here on JTN, and you will receive free shipping on that order. Ricky, I know you're not a big diecast guy, but you have to have some. What's your favorite diecast?
I like diecast. Sir, I enjoy diecasts. I just don't have the space to.
Right. You're not a big diecast guy. I didn't say you didn't like them.
I don't. I mean, I have some. My favorite one is that's a tricky one. I like my 2002 Jimmy Johnson 124. But I also got a really nice Jeremy Mayfield 124, like a 98 one, 1998 one at like a flea market a few years ago that I think is pretty sharp. It's a 124 as well.
That's pretty cool.
I got a few Dale ones that I broke over the years.
Like Dale or Dale?
Dale Jr. Like I got him new like Car Tomorrow ones that like the spoiler, the stupid wing immediately broke off on it.
Yep, that sounds about right.
That's why NASCAR changed the wing. It wasn't because they actually wanted to get rid of the wing. It was because they couldn't make diecast without them breaking.
Well, you know.
I know.
You can't get any Dale Jr. diecast right now on sale. But there's a bunch of other great diecasts at CircleBDiecast.com. Ricky, you gonna ask me any questions?
Joe, what do you put on your hamburger?
I'm a big, you know what? A hamburger always tastes good with American cheese. I don't know what it is. Like, I just, that's the only cheese that I like on my hamburgers.
I like that too.
I don't know what it is. 'Cause that's like, you know, that's really processed cheese. It's not good cheese. I wouldn't just, like, eat a slice of American cheese.
I would, excuse you, that's the only slice of cheese I'd eat by itself is American.
You wouldn't eat, like, Munster or Colby Jack or...
No. Maybe Colby Jack, but...
You don't have, like, cheese and crackers?
Well, I mean, also, my definition of American cheese isn't like a Kraft single. I'm talking like going to a deli and getting like American cheese. I wouldn't eat like the pre-wrapped stuff.
Well, that's the
by
stuff I was
itself.
talking about. That's like the only good stuff on hamburger.
Oh, no.
I get
You
bacon.
go to a deli. You go to a deli, get a nice block of cheese.
Ricky,
it's so much fresher. It's so much better.
You should know a thing or two about being a broke college kid. You think I have money to go buy American cheese at a deli?
It's like $2.
Yeah.
Talk to anyone. They just put them out on the front shelf and you just go, oh, hey, look, a bag of cheese. You go to a supermarket deli, you get a big block of cheese.
Nope. Fantastic conversations always had during these races.
Cheese fight. Meanwhile, there's someone out there that like eats like actual like Swiss cheeses or like fancy cheeses, and they're like, I hate you. I hate both of you.
I'm sure there's someone out there that drinks
Cretins.
cheese whiz. It's just tuning into JTN for the first time, and now we'll never tune in again.
All 8 people are devastated right now.
They're shaking.
You know, I was a big fan of JTN until they said that thing about cheese. Now I just can't look them the same way anymore.
Can't look at them the same way. Chevy Chase going to lead us back to green. Terry Scott to the outside. Brain Fade, BSR Steven, and Monty Keller, your top 5.
Joe, I was having a discussion about this the other day. Do you like chocolate on pizza?
What?
Hey, you know, just put chocolate on pizza.
Why would you put chocolate on?
I don't know. Why would you? Would you like it?
No.
Okay, well then I guess you wouldn't like it. I had a discussion about this the other day.
I'm sure there's some kind of like dessert
I was not the one
pizza.
inciting the discussion, but I was part of the discussion.
You could make a pretty good dessert pizza, like do like a chocolate sauce, like.
No,
probably-
I'm talking
like
about
I know
someone
what you're
eating
talking
like
about.
normal
I'm just
cheese
saying.
pizza with just like chocolate on it.
I'm just saying, you can make a good chocolate pizza, like chocolate for the sauce, and then like marshmallows for the cheese, and other candy, chocolate or like pretzels or something.
My teeth hurt.
Well, that's what you get. Getting ready to go back. Green flag racing. Chevy Chase with control. Terry Scott to his outside as we enter the restart zone. Back down and away we go. Green flag once again from Talladega.
Flag, and we'll see who lines up here quicker. The 39 kind of didn't get, not 39, excuse me, 49 didn't really get rolling, but got a big push from the 028 of Monty Keller, so he's coming right back up to the 096, but Chevy Chase starting to really pull away on this outside line. Wow. To take these guys with him, pretty easily take that lead back here. And everyone else just scrambles behind him.
They're scrambling.
Now, Joe, it's going to be interesting because, like you said, pretty much one more pit stop and then they're all good to roll. So what do you do right now? Do you just ride around or do you make a charge to the front? We saw guys riding around last time. Didn't really seem like it was a lasting endeavor.
Well, you're right on the edge of making that pit stop, so I think you got to ride around. I mean, you don't want to... The riding around, it hurt them because they all decided to come to pit lane at the same time. Now maybe if we have another green flag stop, you're going to be a little more mindful of who you're pitting around. Not coming down together as such a large group, too. That's really what happened there. You come down pit lane as a big group, and it's really hard to kind of judge where everyone's slowing down for the entry marker. So, I'm not setting up my attempt to pit road right now, but I'm definitely I'm not trying to make some wild, crazy passes. There's still so much time left in this race, to the point where I don't feel like it's a good idea to start trying to charge your way to the front. Now, if you're Monty Keller right now, you're on the bottom, or BSR Steven, they're on the bottom. You're not in a bad spot, right? But I'm not going to start side drafting, start making aggressive moves to get into that outside lane. That's not something I think is worth it right now if I do my risk assessment, my risk management. So, to answer your question that I don't even really remember because I talked for way too long, yeah, ride it out right now. That's not what got them in trouble. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean, but right now it looks like some guys are starting to dive to that inside.
Yeah,
Nelly in the 103, Brandon Hawkins, 99, starting to push along there.
They pretty much, when they came by this last time through the tri-oval, they all shot middle fingers up to the ATN booth, so, thanks, guys. Ricky doesn't know if I can say that, but guess what? I'm in charge. So I can do whatever I want.
Are you really?
He's busy with other things right now. We're gonna get a Bristol cam at some point for like cautions and stuff. That'll be cool.
You should.
These Talladega races, they always let us have these conversations because we're just watching guys kind of side by side battling. And there really isn't much we can add from a commentary perspective, right? If you're DJ Champ, if you're these guys on the bottom, you're really focusing on trying to be as formed up as possible, especially trying to capitalize on those guys on the outside kind of not being formed up right now as we're 3 wide further on back with Wings looking to the inside of BSR Steven, that 510 going to get clear. You're trying to stay as formed up as... You got to take advantage of the little mistakes, and maybe they're not mistakes, but they're oversights. With not being formed up really close, that goes into kind of just trying to ride around right now, too. But here at these super speedways, you gotta start making your friends now. We're halfway into this one, or just under halfway, excuse me, into this race. So you gotta start making your friendships that you're gonna use at the end of the race to hopefully get yourself to victory lane.
These guys making big moves to the inside. 91 back out front with Brandon Hawkins. These guys starting to make these moves again. DJ Champ back to the point. Got caught on pit road speeding earlier. But now leading the field once again at Talladega. He can't keep a fast car down, looks like.
Can't keep a fast car down. That was a good one. As you know, a lot of times fast cars, they flip off the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. NASCAR can't figure it out. You see, let's just make the bottom of the car completely flat. Golly. I don't get it, Ricky. I just don't get it. Watching Brandon Hawkins right now, he's kind of just sitting there. There's a little bit of warp between a lot of these guys. I don't know if that's necessarily on my end, Ricky. You can probably provide some clarity to that, but we talk about the net code, the warp here, especially on these super speedways because of the close proximity. When you're behind the wheel, is there something you can do to manage that? Or you're obviously probably getting screamed at that you're warping a little bit by your fellow competitors. What do you kind of do to manage that, to make the other guys feel safe around you, and more so to make sure that you're not going to tear your stuff up?
I guess you gotta just keep your distance. That's all. That's all I can really say.
But if I keep my distance, I might not win. I'm going slower.
Yeah.
How do you answer that?
I just mean, like, it's tricky. I mean, the only way that you're gonna make those guys feel better is if you're not there, which is always tricky because no one wants to drop back that much. I do that sometimes with warping, where it's like, okay, no, I can handle it. Where you just kind of keep a gap on people and just don't get yourself into like sticky situations if you can, just to make everyone feel better.
Now we're halfway in this race. Yeah, and you gotta you manage the temper too, because I know a lot of guys, they get frustrated when they're constantly being told, hey, you're warping, you're warping, you're warping, you're warping. So if you're the driver, you also gotta kind of be mindful of that. Sometimes too, that the guy that's telling you that you're warping is the guy that's actually warping. So you kind of check that with your teammates, with the other people that you maybe have some lines of communication open with. So there's a lot more to just these super speedways than just putting your foot flat to the floor, right? I think there's an art to it, especially in NR 2003, to the way you run these super speedways. Do they provide a great equalizer? Yes, but there are guys that are definitely better at it than others. And some guys like our good buddy Davey Hazard are just awful at it. That's not fair. That's not fair to Davey. That's not fair. That's not true at all.
Disgusting.
I was just trying to. I kind of threw that in there just to see if he's still watching.
I just want to get back at him.
He'll ever catch it. Remember, folks, if you want to hear more from me about racing, you can check out the Fake Racers podcast every week right here on the JTN YouTube. This week's episode, we talked about Las Vegas as well as Long Beach, and previewed this weekend's NASCAR action down in Talladega, as well as a bunch of silly season news and rumors and discussions. Again, Fake Racers podcast right here on YouTube or wherever podcasts can be found on your favorite podcast platform to give you the best listening options available. And if you are tuning in for the first time tonight, I'm Joe, he's Ricky here from the Talladega Super Speedway, watching the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series with ya. BSR DJ Champ started on the pole. He's back out front, but it's been a long night to get back there after a speeding penalty under our first set of green flag pit stops. Had a caution about 5 to 10 laps after those pit stops, and now we sit here with needing one stop to make it to the end of this race, and a bunch of fast cars tore up further on in the back. We're single file right now up front.
Single file for the moment, everyone riding around, but like you said, it's going to be interesting when we get back to pit stops. You know, at this point, it's going to be tricky. It's going to be very harrowing for these guys to get back on pit road after how last time went. So I think these guys are going to be a little more timid this time.
Timid.
Timid.
Should we... so, how do you play that, though? Because there were guys that were really aggressive coming to the pit lane that, that's what caused those issues we saw. But you also don't want to get too timid, right? You don't want to be too easy, because then you're going to lose more time than you would if, say, you spun out sometimes, right?
Yeah, it's a
game.
It's one of those things. I think really, my feeling has always actually been to just get near the back.
Because then you can kind of manage, because everything's going to be out in front of you.
Yeah, because then you can manage everything that's going on, and then you can just slow down or kind of blow through it as quick as or slow as your preference is.
Brian Voiles rates to stay aggressive. Well, as the series title sponsor, I have a feeling he likes to see the action on the track. Probably get some good ROI on a bunch of action and crashes. Wouldn't you say, Ricky?
I would say. Yay.
Eli coming off the pit road there. Thank you so much, Brian, tuning in, as well as Kathy and all the folks at Voiles Trucking for all they do for these guys at Bomb Squad, and also being our presenting sponsor here at the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series on JTN every Thursday night for you. Next week could potentially be a doubleheader. Make sure you stay tuned for information on that one. We're going to be in Charlotte for sure. But again, we're waiting to see how the officials here at Bomb Squad decide to make up the race from Las Vegas that was rained out last week. We talked about it in the open, Nelly in this 103, this was going to be a good opportunity for him to capitalize and maybe make up some ground to the 193 of Ricky J. Now, Ricky's out of this race. He's going to finish 17th. Nelly, though, is involved in that last incident, and it's looking like it might be hard to maximize the amount of ground he can gain on Ricky J, because that car just seems a little bit off right now.
Yeah, it seems a little bit off. Not as fast as it was earlier. But right now it's gonna be. Right now, everyone's just lined up here, conga lining. It gets you all antsy. Yeah, I wonder who's gonna break first, or if anyone breaks before the pit stops happen.
Who? What?
Anyone in the front group. If anyone actually breaks to try to make a move.
I don't think so. I think we're just sitting right now. We're just playing the wait game. And can you blame any of them? Right? I mean, we saw the big wreck on the pits. Saw the big wreck down here in 3 and 4. That were just consequences. Not necessarily of mistakes, but just differences in opinions, right?
Just differences in opinions, having a big old goof.
Just in a silly, goofy mood, you know?
Yeah, goofy old goof time. Goofing. Such is life, everyone goofing.
Now Brian says just ride until pit stops. So he has
Ride
changed
until
his
pit
tune
stops.
as well. Rain fade going to the bottom. 49 going to be coming to the pit lane. Nelly in the 103 as well. So maybe we might need another pit stop, Ricky. I might not have been able to do my math correctly. Yeah, we will need another pit stop. I really screwed up that math. I don't know why you listened to me. You're the one with the degree. And you listened to me.
You goofed.
You goofed. Gotta hit him with that gabagoo, you know?
I hit that with that gabagool.
DJ Champ starting to fade to the bottom. Brandon Hawkin looks like that 99 is considering staying out. He will stay out. Lovell also going to stay out. We'll watch the guys coming to pit road. Everyone's going to make it. Oh, no, never mind. Spoke too soon.
Oh, you're 28.
He's in the grass. Oh, here he comes. Alright, well, we made it. No big wreck that time. Improvement, that's what we like to see. To think there's a bunch of hands coming out the windows now. These guys that stayed out, they will be coming to pit lane this time. So again, that's what we talked about, right? Ricky's trying to split up the group instead of everyone coming together. These guys have executed it. Now they'll come to pit lane this time. Oh, hawking around.
Brandon sideways, he saves it.
Greg
Lovell spins though. Oh, and he saves it too, but that's really gonna hurt him.
We both definitely thought something bigger was gonna happen there, huh? Hey, Rusty coming out of his box. Hawking gonna come into his. Everyone though down on the pit lane now, so everyone's made that second to last stop. Chevy Chase with a big gap back to Brain Faded Nelly. Those two were the first to come down the pit lane. Hero to 0. That is indeed correct.
Oh, the 144 Magoo blows up on the back stretch. We'll see if this brings out a caution, but he is smoking.
He is smoking. He's down on the apron. No yellow yet. There it is. Caution is out for the second time tonight. As the 144 loses the motor. And we're still going to need to make one more pit stop, even if we come back down the pit lane here, Ricky.
That's still going to get a little dicey here. It's going to kind of mix a lot of things up. A lot of guys on pit road, so we'll have to see where this all cycles back through.
Pace car, there he is. So Brandon Hawkin gonna cycle through to the lead. Should be some lucky dogs here. Guys getting back on the lead lap. Zach Rogers. Chief among them. Running up in that front group. We'll have to watch to see if that 9 can mount a comeback and try to get a victory. Top 3, top 5. Good finish out of tonight here at Talladega.
Around here, we'll see where everyone cycles through. I think the 9's going to be the first one lap down, so Zach Rogers finally back on that lead lap if this all stays even, which I think it will.
Hey, top off on fuel. You make that last stop just a little shorter. Bada bing, bada boom. Bunch of 2-tire calls there. Hawking gonna off the pit lane. Couple guys out in front of him though. The 49.096. Still only on those two. Couple guys staying out as well. Ricky, we talked about IRP being added to the Xfinity Series schedule. What about Portland being, or not Xfinity, but trucks, but Portland being added to the Xfinity Series schedule? How do you feel about that one?
I like that.
Yeah?
That sounds fun.
Do you have any more insight? Or do you want me to just keep giving you, you can just keep answering my questions with one word?
I like that. That sounds fun.
Who's your pick for victory lane? Who do you think's winning this race?
That's tough right now. I think the 91 is going to be. I think the 91 is definitely going to be a guy to keep an eye out for. I will say, get ready because that 9 car. Oh, excuse me. If that 9 car has anything left under the hood after those damage repairs, he's going to be driving mad. Here, finally back to the lead lap for this last stint of the race.
I think that's a good shout. I think also, talk about Chevy Chase and that 096, Brain Fade and that 49. They've been really strong. Those two have. Having a quiet but really good night, too, is the 510 of BSR Steven. I mean, I know it's probably cliche to say, like, I pick everyone to win. But I'm supposed to be impartial, so I pick everybody to win. That's who I think's going to win. One of the 15 cars remaining in this race will win the race. How's that sound?
One of the 15 race will win the car that watches the race.
Yep. Remember, we were next broadcast out here on JTN is the USORL Retro Series right here at the Talladega Super Speedway Saturday night, and 45 p.m. Eastern Time for that one. The late night USORL back in the fall. Can't wait to see it. Coverage, again, 10:45 p.m. Eastern Time there. Bomb Squad Cup Series action returns next Thursday right here on JTN as well. From Charlotte, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time there. All-Star Racing the day before, October the 6th. Bunch of great racing, though, coming up here on JTN. You want to make sure you're subscribed right here on our YouTube. Click the bell icon to be notified anytime we go live. And also go give us a follow on Twitter at JoeTowNetwork and Facebook. Facebook.com/JoeTowNetwork. Everything linked in the video description below. If you also want to go that extra mile, help support us here on JTN, you can check out our merch store, including our JTN logo merch. Available on hoodies, t-shirts, stickers, and coffee mugs. Go ahead and check out that JTN logo merch, now available at JTN merch store. Again, linked in the description below. Brian, we can't wait to see you back on track, buddy. Hopefully the road is treating you well. Hoping everything's going good there. Can't thank you enough for all that work you do as well. Especially right now, still with the pandemic. Although I'm sure you got other things and more important people to be spending some time with once you get back home. I can't thank you and Kathy and all the folks at Voiles Trucking for all you guys do for us here on JTN, as well as the guys here at Bomb Squad. As we get the one to go, Greg Lovell going to lead them back to Ray Monte Keller, DJ Champ, Chevy Chase, and Mike Coulong, your top 5. Ricky, you ready to go back green flag racing?
I am ready to go back. I am all geared up. I got my racing pants on.
And we're right on the cusp of making it on fuel. We're not going to be able to do it. At least there's going to be some guys maybe saving a little bit. There also might be
Yeah.
some guys that are just going to push it right now, come down the pit lane once the window opens, and then hope that they don't get that untimely caution. I mean, there are a lot of strategy.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this goes for the rest of this. I really don't know where this is going to go in terms of saving. If these guys can make it to the end, I think it's just a matter of getting as much fuel in the car as possible to cut down that last stop as quick as possible.
Shark tuning in, congratulating us on the 700 subscribers. Thank you very much. Hope you're having a fantastic Thursday night. Get ready to have a great weekend here. First weekend of October. I almost said first weekend of fall. First weekend of October. Last weekend was the first weekend of fall. First weekend of October. Spooky season, Ricky. It's spooky season. Level with control. He'll have it on the outside. Monty Keller to the bottom. Have to see how this restart goes. Chevy Chase kind of backing off a little bit back there in fourth. Maybe trying to get a good run on this 088. Field comes through the tri-oval. Fans are on their feet. Sellout crowd here in Talladega. Back, down, and away we go. Green flag once again from Talladega. Good restart for the bottom this time.
Yeah, definitely a good restart there. They're side by side coming through. It looks like the 028 Monte Keller's going to hold on here. Greg Lovell's going to lose that lead. 91 going to be pushing that 028 pretty hard. But let's see where the shuffle ends up if these guys try to jump in single file again or not.
Was it a mistake for Lovell to pick the bottom? Or pick the top, excuse me?
Maybe the top, yeah.
It was a mistake for him to pick the line that didn't get him the lead.
Early on.
Yeah, and I think that's just that getting up to speed thing, right? We talked about how it takes about a lap and a half as DJ Champ thought about splitting them 3 wide for the lead. We talked about how it takes about a lap and a half to get warmed up to get the car up to speed. So these guys still trying to get up to that 190, 188 miles per hour around Talladega. That is at full song. Chevy Chase peeking to the outside of Lovell for the lead. Lovell going to hold on to it. He's going to take a stranglehold on it finally down the back straightaway. So now do you change your thought on that outside being the wrong pick for Lovell?
Yeah, I guess I would say that because it really did end up working out for him, huh?
Gotta have patience. That patience might not be there at the end of the race, though. Might see some more aggressive moves, maybe for Keller to maybe make that block to get to the outside lane. BSR Steven to the inside of Chevy Chase for second. Neither has a lot of help, but Chase has that 088 punching the hole in the air right in front of him. Even now to the rear quarter of Lovell. He dives to the inside. They're going to be side by side through the corners. Oh, RJ Rusty around further on back. What happened there?
I don't know.
I'm going to get you a replay of that.
That's peculiar.
That was... I don't think I've... Oh, it looks like he just got the apron. He's drifted.
Drifting. Up front, we got a big side-by-side battle for the lead here. Greg Lovell alongside the 510 of BSR Steven. This 510's been kind of stuck down a lot of the night, too, or kind of been mired in the back. Got kind of shuffled out on that pit stop mishap. Was on the bad end of that in terms of losing a ton of ground. Finally back up in the front shuffle, battling for the lead late here.
Doing a good job in that Miller Lite Ford Fusion. Battling now for second as Lovell is once again clear. Chevy Chase going to be clear. They're getting a big push from the 91 of DJ Champ, our pole sitter. He's almost clear, but not yet.
Almost, but not yet.
Story of my life. Almost there, but not yet.
Story of my... Sorta, kinda, not really there.
We thought we were there. Not yet.
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet? Not yet. Now we're there. Just kidding. Not.
DJ Champ
You've
holding
been
on.
lied to and bamboozled.
Well, you know.
couple of times.
Couple of times.
BSR
BSR's
still leading here at Talladega, though. That low line trying to stay formed up, but the problem is there's only 4 cars down there.
and now there's 3.
A whole lot of them up top. I don't think they're gonna have that help for the moment.
The big move from the 99 of Braden Hawking to get in front of that 66 of Terry Scott.
Like you said, Joe, these guys might have to do one more pit stop here, so it's a matter too of how much do they push it. Right now, 91 really gonna try to push it. They got a big run for the lead here. Got a big slingshot off that 096 car. Chevy Chase gonna line up alongside the 088 of Greg Lovell. He needs that 510 to suck up, but if you get that 510 there, he's got a good amount of numbers on that low line.
Just needs a little bit of help. It seems like that 91 has enough speed, right? He's gonna be clear. He's gonna try to slide up. He thought better of it. Didn't want to make too aggressive of a move. But now side by side going down into 3 might have the opportunity. Never mind. He's now behind the 88 completely. That 91, he's got so much speed in that car. It's just he hasn't had the help here.
Not yet.
Not yet. That's right.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But it's kind of flipped around. That top line doesn't really have the numbers right now. The low line has the numbers. And that might close up again here pretty quickly, because you can see the top line got split up into 2 groups, and that's really where the issue started. But it looks like I wouldn't take long for that 114 to close it back up.
Just need some help. That's the story of my life here at Talladega.
Just needs some help.
The pushes, too, are starting to get a little more aggressive. Just a little more aggressive, you know?
Just a little more aggressive. Just a little bit.
A little bit.
Right now, though, they're staying pretty side by side here, so I don't know, maybe they'll get to make it to the end. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anymore. If we see hands out the window, then we know they can't.
I think they'll have to pit.
They're out the window.
They're like 5 laps short.
I don't know. I don't know anymore.
They're just a little short.
I can't do math.
They're just a little bit short, because they would have had to pit at 58 to make it, because it was about 18 laps on a tank.
I think I look like some kind of math magician.
I mean, you look like...
that would be to make it to the end, Joe. That doesn't necessarily mean that they wouldn't just run it dry.
Well, why would you run it dry if you can't make it to the end?
It's so that you minimize that last pit stop, so you don't need to take tires. You can just take a splash of fuel and get to the end.
Well, yeah, but you can do that now. I mean, you can pit anytime you want. We're in the window.
Oh, true. I don't know anymore.
Working lap 63 of 76 right now. Yes.
No. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Coming around, though, up to the trial, we'll see Greg Lovell's still leading here at Talladega. That 096 Chevy Chase been good all night, but that 91 just cannot... He can't shake that 91, the 088 of Greg Lovell.
Just can't shake them.
Can't shake them, just can't break them. Coming around... You see, they really don't have the numbers on the bottom either. It's the interesting part. And now you're starting to see the 91 starting to drop back a little bit. It was a good run here, but it does look like they're starting to lose some ground. I think they're gonna need some guys to get back behind them. And again, we'll have to see where these guys go from here. Unfortunately, it looks like
they're creeping their way down.
2-car is out of the race with an accident, Joe. We talked about him spinning earlier, or almost spinning.
Oh, he did spin.
Like he is out. So 3 cars out of this race. The remaining 14 all on the lead lap in this front pack. So really is still anyone's race if anyone can get up there. It's just a matter of
executing.
Executing, yeah.
Just don't get executed.
Just don't get executed as you're executing
your strategy.
Make sure you don't Ted when you ting. Or you ting when you Ted. I don't. 28 Monte Keller going to the inside. Big move, getting a push from the 91. Jumps out of line. Gonna get to the inside of the 096 Chevy Chase. And now that low line's formed right back up, as I was talking about it not being formed up anymore.
Now they're moving. Now they're cooking with oil.
Now they're cooking.
Yum.
All cars go by and they go.
Okay, we were talking about it last night, but JTN meetup in Indianapolis. How's that sound?
When?
In the summer.
It wouldn't make more sense to do the Indy 500.
Yeah, but that's really expensive.
Oh. What's there to do in Indianapolis otherwise?
Remember how we were talking about that IRP race and?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
Now he's thinking.
I'm thinking. Now I'm thinking. I'm thinking. I'm stinking. I'm blinking. But I'm thinking.
Lovell's still with control. Now the top three all clear of the inside line. That's Chevy Chase and Brandon Hawken in order right behind him. Bunch of 9s in tonight's race, huh?
A lot of 9s, yeah.
A lot of 9s. No 10s, though.
No 10s, but a lot of 9s.
Haven't seen a 10 in this club. As we are on our TWB 10 to go, I'd like to remind you to head on over to GardenLightsDirect.com from porches to patios to more for all your outdoor lighting needs. Head on over to GardenLightsDirect.com. That's GardenLightsDirect.com. GardenLightsDirect.com here on your TWB 10 to go. Racing back to the line. Monte Keller down in the pit lane. All by his lonesome. 9 to go.
9 to go. What will these guys do?
Come on, keep singing the song.
What song?
You were singing.
Oh, not good. Beep.
9 to go.
Beep, boo, boo, bop.
What will these guys do? Will they race? Will they crash? What are they to do? With only 9 laps, now 8.5 to go.
Will they crash? Will they crash?
Who will finish last?
Will they crash?
Actually, we know who will finish last. It'll be Ricky J in the 193. I guess that was a dumb question on my part. Put into the song.
Hey Joe, will they crash?
I don't know. It depends on how we get to pit lane, doesn't it? I mean, it seems like everyone's pretty content to just keep riding.
See, we'll see.
You know, riders on the storm.
Ready to get some heads out the window if these guys are gonna come back down pit road. You just said they were good, and now we're talking about pitting again.
Well, I said unless they are good. I didn't think they were.
Why
don't you use your ears?
You're using mind games, but the 91, 91, hand out the window, so there's our first taker. How many people are going to go with him? 5, 10, 31.
He's got a couple.
Got a couple. This guy's got to be careful. 5, 10 gets really loose. He takes it off into the grass, and 5, 10 is around in the dirt. Hopefully it keeps green, because caution would end the race.
Oof. No, it wouldn't.
There, good, get close.
We'd be close. Hits are coming.
Hits are coming. This one's going to be tricky because so many guys are going to be in this line. They really got to make sure that they do not put on those brakes at a bad time. If these guys check up and all pile into each other, it might just be a matter of who makes it through first.
If you're Monte Keller, these guys are coming up on you to put your lap down. You're going to stay as far away from the bottom of the track as you can.
Oh, there they come, coming down. Chevy Chase got loose there, but everyone's rolling. Do they keep it clean? Do they keep it clean?
No,
oh, 88 gets into the 096, and they're around on the grass, and that's going to take Chevy Chase out of this, but Greg Lovell stays in it. If he wasn't speeding, he'll probably stay with the lead group.
A replay of those two coming to pit lane very high. See Eli in that 114 way down there. He was smoking those tires, but he made it to the pit lane.
Eli had the right idea. He was like, I'm just getting out of the way of all of this.
I don't want to be here anymore, Mom. Please come pick me up.
49 Brave Fate's gonna try to beat Eli off. Oh, but
The
he
pit
doesn't
lane.
do it. Eli makes it off first. We'll have to see if any of these guys got speeding. They were racing really hard back to the line there. You see how fractured this is, though. On 96 and BSR Cherry Chase way back there. Greg Lovell 66 together, but they're both kind of farther back from Zach Rogers. I'm wondering if a difference in how much fuel they took or if any of these guys took tires. 38 just come down, 103 came down, 199 came down, no issue. So we'll have to see where this all cycles through, because it's going to get a little bit, it's going to get a little screwy.
Get a little screwy here at the end. 91 with the black flag.
Oh no, that's one of the fastest cars here, black flag. This really could be the battle for the win here between BSR Eli, the 49 of Brain Fade, and Braden Hawkins, that 99. Zach Rogers starting to lurk around on it, depending on where the front runners end up.
Oh, Brandon Hawkins, big move to the inside. They're 3 wide for the lead.
Nelly is in first right now, just came off of pit road into turn 1 as these guys are coming through the trial.
They're 3 wide for
How fast are
fourth.
they going to be when they get past Nelly? They might be able to pass that 103, but if the 103 is already up to full speed, then it's going to be a slow pass. You might be able to block them a little bit. Sean Frederick's going to pull out in front of these guys too. What do these guys do? They're coming off pit road right now because it's for the win.
Oh, they're moving. If you're the 38 103, you can't do any blocks here. Brandon Hawkins, though, no help there on the bottom. Brain Fade, Zach Rogers decide to go high. Rogers now goes to the bottom. Brandon trying to throw a block on Brain Fade. They're coming up on Nelly. Nelly going to be in that outside line. He's going to hold up the momentum of the 49. Brandon Hawkins to the lead. Zach Rogers in second. Eli in third.
Interesting thing there. Brain Fade chose to push Nelly. Let's see if Nelly returns the favor here. These guys work together to try to get these guys and make a move. As a 114, Eli gets loose in the trial as they hit the line for 73 to 76 laps. Joe, did we do 10 to go?
We did. I got you. You just tell me when that white flag gets displayed, Ricky.
Oh, no. Did we do the TW 10 to go?
Yep. Can't thank Ricky Collette enough for all the attention he pays during these broadcasts to me, his boss, and his commentary partner.
Sorry, it was okay. Well, 114 to the outside of that 9. Now, this is interesting. These guys are starting to split themselves up. It's a 103 gets you inside the 114. Nelly almost catches the 103. Oh, 103, 414 almost get together there. But Brandon Hawkins actually spacing these guys out. That's not good because Hawkins going to have all these guys with a huge head of steam. Brain Fade gets on the apron trying to pass the 103 here. These guys know that there's really not a lot of guys in this front shuffle. This is kind of it for the moment. And, it's all between them. Meanwhile, there's a second grouping back here. Terry Scott, Greg Lovell, and BSR Wings in the 31.
They're just
bumper to bumper that are trying to catch this front group. If these guys keep racing each other this hard, maybe the second group will catch them. Zach Rogers starting to look around on that back bumper of that 99. But sorry, Joe, I cut you off.
No, he had a big run there. Not able to do anything with it, though. Just wasn't close enough. Hawkins able to kind of take some of that momentum off the front of the 9. Hawkins still leads. Rogers kind of fades to the outside. Nelly now looking to the inside. He's there as we enter the tri-oval, coming to 2 laps to go in this one.
Got to be careful. Brandon Hawkins going to try to block for all its work, but the thing is, Brandon Hawkins gets 103. They're wrecking 103 over on his roof. Here comes the 49 back on the tracks. It's going to be caution. This is going to end the race right here.
We're still wrecking.
Still wrecking. It's going to come down to Sean Fredericks and Brain Fade. If this 38-49 get together right here, right now, they might be able to make a hard charge on this 99 of Brandon Hawkins, who doesn't have any drafting help. 38's going to get the back bumper of the 49. 38's looking. 49, they make contact. They're both around.
Big hit for Brain Fade into the inside wall. He's up there on the banking there in turn number 4. Greg Lovell, Terry Scott coming through. They'll finish up inside the podium. Brandon Hawkins all alone coming to the line. We'll have to wait to see. He'll get the white flag under yellow. He'll win the race as long as there is no penalty.
What just happened?
I don't know. I'm speechless, man.
So the incident happened. All the cars. Brandon Hawkins throws a block there. How do you know he throws a block? They make contact. They hook together. A wreck happens. 2 cars are coming up on him, and then they wreck each other. And the leader just hit the line with I don't know, an 8-second lead on second place. We'll have to see. Wow, that's gonna be
I
There'd
don't
be
know if
some,
it's as big of a block as
discussions
what we saw.
because in the tower about what to do about this. Because do you even put that on the leader? Nelly is pushing. I don't think either of them. It almost seems like a racing deal. They're racing here. 103 dives to the outside. You can see Hawkins try to kind of chase it to keep up with him, but it doesn't. I guess
Is it
the 99 does keep moving up.
Is it the old bumper grab?
I don't think it would be the bumper grab because I think Nelly's far enough ahead that you can see where the you can see where the contact. If you look overhead, you can see where the contact is. That he is kind of on the 99's quarter panel there.
Yeah.
In the sense that Hawken wasn't totally cleared. But they just all get together there. Everyone scrambles. And the 49 clears all of it. And so there's that whole big logjam, Joe, and then more people piled in. But that second incident, John Fredericks gets a big run on the 49 code down the back straightaway, try to catch Braden Hawken. And I'm not even sure really what happened. It almost looks like, I don't know if the 49 moves down. I think the 49 does move down. But they just get together and just go full speed into the inside wall. And they both, huge hit, 49 flipping everywhere. And just no opposition to the leader there. So we'll have to see what the final jury is. But Braden Hawken hits a line.
He wins it.
He's declared the winner of the race.
He crossed the line first, so he wins it on TV. Just about if there's going to be... I don't think there'll be any penalties, but... Never know.
You never know. It's definitely just hard racing there. It's just... Do you claim that on anyone in any regard? So... What a strange finish here from Talladega. You know, last race... October tomorrow, it's spooky month. They don't call it, Talladega for nothing.
I don't think they call it Talladega anymore.
Dale Jr. did that one time.
I don't think they do it anymore, though.
You don't do it anymore.
Well, it's not Halloween, so...
It's spooky. It's fall. It's spooky month.
Congrats to the Detroit Red Wings for winning 6-2 against the Buffalo Sabres in preseason action tonight. I'm trying to wait and see if we'll get some burnouts. I am very...
see who does the burnouts.
Yeah, I think that'll be our indication on it.
Have they... They've already gotten the checkered flag, right?
Oh yeah, they've gotten the checkered flag.
Okay.
Like Greg Lovell's going to be doing the burnouts.
Brandon Hawkins coming down. Terry Scott's coming down. Greg Lovell stays out. I don't really know. Joe, we might need some help from the tower on this.
We are getting word that nobody won.
Nobody won. The end.
99 got a penalty, yeah. That makes sense. Okay, so we will talk with our top three here after this one.
So Greg Lovell wins?
We'll wait to get those results. We're gonna post what came across the line. Can't thank you folks enough. Make sure you stick around. We're gonna talk with our top three drivers. We'll post what we got coming across the line. Greg won. So Greg Lovell is your winner here tonight from Talladega in a in a wild finish to the race. My goodness. Greg, Terry Scott, and Eli 114, your top three. How's that sound, Ricky?
That sounds pretty good.
We're just we'll put a little slash through Brandon's name. How's that sound? Whoop. Just, red mark names. Gotta love the JTN's graphics department when we're working in like 2 minutes to get results on your guys' screens. There they are. Let's go ahead. Let's talk first with our third place finisher driver, the number 114, Eli. What the heck was the finish to that race?
That's a little different. I came out on top for once in my life in this asphalt business. I kind of caused a wreck early in the race and got behind and missed a shift and lost a draft. And I pulled in to try to get some more tape because I was running by myself, and everything just worked out just right.
It worked out great for you. Third place finisher here tonight. What do you have to do kind of to reset yourself? You said caused the wreck. What do you do kind of behind the wheel to say, hey, I know I made that mistake. I'm not going to make that mistake again, so that way you don't lose that edge, you don't lose that fire, you don't lose that aggressiveness that you need here at these super speed.
Well, you just got to put it behind you, not think about it, and race what's ahead of you instead of thinking about what you just did. This is the highest I've ever finished in an asphalt race. I'm the BSR dirt king around here, one of them anyways, because me, Nelly, and RJ are all from Minnesota, so we're like the dirt guys.
I was gonna say I was picking up on that land of a thousand lakes accent you got going there. Let's talk about the way. Let's talk about that then for a second, because if all the strength that you have on the dirt, obviously these super speedways, there could be nothing that is, anywhere. Everything is closer to dirt outside of these super speedways, right? This is the farthest from your specialty that we could get here tonight. How does that kind of help your confidence maybe with these Cup Series races, with these asphalt races? Because you talked about Dirt King, one of the Dirt Kings. I know though sometimes it's hard because you get that label, right? And it's kind of hard to shake it maybe. Does the finish here tonight kind of help say, hey, no, I'm going to be a big threat here on these asphalt tracks going forward?
Yeah, I've gotten a lot better setups underneath me and doing a lot better. And I got a newer computer, a newer car, so that sure helps.
Always helps when the shop decides to actually build you new race cars, doesn't it?
Yeah, my family owns Lakehead Clutch and Brakes, so we're good to go.
There we go. But Eli, a great finish for you here tonight. Third place running that 114. Before we let you go, the floor is yours. Shout out those sponsors, family, friends. The floor is yours. Whoever you got to thank, now's the time to do so.
Well, the only one we thank is Lakehead Clutch and the old Eliason family. There's been about 13 of us that have raced over the years in the dirt tracks around here, so I've learned everything from my father. So,
hey, love to hear it. Love to hear taking the race into the online sphere too, Eli. Congratulations once again on the third place finish, which had to feel like a victory again with all the dirt racing experience. Congratulations on it, and good luck next week as we might be heading into that doubleheader.
Okay, thank you.
Eli 114, your third place finisher here tonight. Let's go ahead and bring in our second place finisher, driver the number 66, BSR Terry Scott. Terry.
Hello, Joe.
I mean, what? There's that wreck going down into turn one, and you guys get collected in it. Then you're still racing with Greg coming coming through that last set of corners. When you saw those two, you saw that big wreck in front of you, and then you saw that the second and third were racing for the win. Wrecked going into three. What was going through your mind?
I was good with the first big wreck because I was like, good. You know what I mean? Top five. Woohoo. I made it through. Greg helped me. I'll go with him, and, it's over. And then next thing I know, there's two more falling out in front of me. And I'm like, okay, it's game on. But, Greg helped me. I'll finish third. This is good. He threw a good block coming off of 4. I didn't know they were going to penalize the 99.
Let's talk about tonight's race, because you able to lead the lap, of course, but it seemed like you kind of took the strategy of maybe not pushing the issue too early. You had a couple guys that made some aggressive moves to get into those holes in front of you. You always let off. You always let them get in line. How do you kind of decide when it's time to maybe stop cutting those brakes during these races?
I race based on what I see in front of me. If it doesn't look good, you'll see me fade out and just run there until that happens, because I can always see it almost happening in front of me. And I'm not a big fan of the plate racing, so I just try and keep all the fenders on until it's time to go, till that last pit.
Not a big fan of the plate racing, but a second place, does that at least make you a little more of a fan here tonight?
Yeah, now I like Talladega. Heck yeah.
Harry, a fantastic run for you and this entire 66 team. What does it do? Because we talked about it in our show open, kind of guys starting to build momentum, getting ready for next year now that we're kind of in the home stretch of 2021. What does a good finish here do for you to continue to kind of build this momentum that you've been doing over the course of the last couple months?
It helps. I'm hanging on in the points in the truck and the Xfinity Series. Really didn't have a great year in Cup. These guys are just better than I am in Cup. You know, it's obvious by looking at the points. But anytime you get close to the front, especially at a track like Talladega, it pumps you up. I mean, it's good for the whole team. It's a morale booster. It's mojo.
Got a lot of good mojo going for you, Terry. Got a great finish here tonight. Second place. Going to be going into that doubleheader with a big head of steam. But before we let you go, the floor is yours. Sponsors, family, friends. Now's the time to thank them.
Yeah, I'd like to thank all the admins for all they do, for Brian Voiles for putting this show on for us, and Kathy Voiles, Rick Craddock for his electric company that helps, put the trophies out there for us. And big thanks to you guys for putting on the show for, the internet. And wouldn't be right not to thank the people who watch and pay attention to us in racing. It's really fun to do when you guys bring the show to us, for the internet. Can't say enough about it. It's really nice to have a good group of guys like we got here.
Y'all are very welcome. We can't thank you guys all enough for always putting on some great shows here on these Thursday nights throughout the course of the year. It's been a great partnership. Can't wait to continue it throughout the rest of 2021. Can't thank you enough, Terry, for taking the time to talk with us after this one. Again, congratulations on the second place run here tonight, and good luck next week at Charlotte and then potentially Las Vegas in the doubleheader.
Thank you very much. Good to see you, Joe. Good to see you, Ricky.
Back at you. Congratulations once again. Terry Scott, driver the number 66, second place finisher here tonight. We now bring in our race winner. He's down in victory lane. He didn't really seem like he knew he was supposed to take it to victory lane. Driver the 088, Greg Lovell. Greg. They always, sometimes drivers in these situations, they say, well, I don't want to win the race that way. Don't lie to me. You'll take the win, right?
I thought Brandon had it, and then he spoke up and said that he bumper grabbed. I think it was Nelly he bumper grabbed, but that's just disappointing, man, because I thought he had it.
Now, come on, it's not disappointing. You got the trophy now, right? I mean, come on, I gotta be happy.
That was nice of Brandon, though, because he come right out and said he bumper hooked Nelly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, let's talk about your night. Led 19 laps, second most on the night. That 088 was cooking really good here tonight. We talked about it because it looked like you picked the outside line, and most of the guys on the restarts picked the inside. Ricky and I at the start, we were like, oh man, he lost the lead. He lost all that positioning. He made the wrong choice, but then quickly you proved us wrong. Did you know that outside line was going to be just that good once we got a couple laps underneath us on the restart?
Well, we actually do this every Saturday, and every time I start on the high side, the guy on the bottom always passes me, man, because my second gear, I need to change it, I believe, because it just don't seem to get up to speed. So I think I need to move it up a click or something, make it just a little bit stronger.
Hey, still worked out good. Was able to get that momentum rolling, got back to the lead, led a bunch of laps there, come into those last pit stops. Let's talk about those wrecks, though, because the big wreck happens down in turn one. You make a little bit of contact through there. Were you thinking your night was over?
Yeah, well, I couldn't really see for the smoke at first, and then I thought they was going to stay high, and then I think Eli got clipped by Rusty. I think it was Rusty, and when he got clipped, he come back down the track. So I tried to take it left. I probably should have slowed down a little more, but it's the the race, man, and you're racing back trying to get what you can get, But I thought they was going to stay high.
Well, and talk about getting what you can get. Then those other two, the 38 and the 49, they wrecked going down into turn 3 and 4. That was probably pretty exciting because all of a sudden second place was out there for you.
Yeah, I seen him spinning. I was like, we might get some more spots here.
Well, got those extra spots, then ended up getting credited with the victory here tonight, Greg. A fantastic run for you. I know, again, it's not the way you want to get the victory, but you got to take it, man. These wins, they're so hard to come by here at Bomb Squad Racing. Congratulations on the victory here at Talladega, but before we let you go, you've been up here plenty of times before we've gotten to talk with you. It's been a little while, but we've gotten to talk to you a bunch. The floor is yours. Sponsors, family, friends, now's the time.
Yeah, oh yeah, I was going to say something else. Every time I would pit, and I would hit my brakes before the line, it would pull my car to the left. And I've never had that problem. I don't know why it was doing that.
I think everyone was having issues on those pit stops here tonight.
I believe they was. I got into the side of Chevy, man, and kind of ruined his night. I felt bad for that. I asked him if I needed to pit, and he said no, because I was gonna pit, for getting in the side of him.
Well, then it sounds like you owe him a little bit of the winner's purse.
Yep. About half of
it. But Greg, yeah, those pit stops, they were gnarly here tonight. It seemed like a lot of guys were really struggling with the hit and their marks coming to the pit lane and kind of figuring out where everyone else was hitting, starting to jump on those brakes. But we'll figure out some new brake pad suppliers and rotor suppliers for you guys here, I think, for these super speeds. I think I might have something. I might have a good idea about who to go to for them. Again, congratulations on the victory here tonight. A fantastic finish for you. Floor is yours, though. Sponsors, family, friends.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for what y'all do. The whole BSR team, they do great, man. Brian Voiles, his wife Kathy. The guys at RLM for updating all that stuff, man, that was great. Really can't think of nobody else, but just everybody, man. I don't know, everybody that's involved in all this.
It's a great hobby to have, and you got a great group of guys here at Bomb Squad to race with. And folks, remember, you can check out Bomb Squad Racing. We got their site linked in the video description below as well, where you can race with guys like Greg Lovell, who just took home the victory here tonight at Talladega. Greg, congratulations once again on the win. Getting some good positive momentum rolling into the end of this season, and good luck next week at Charlotte and then potentially Las Vegas in a doubleheader.
Thanks, guys.
Greg Lovell, driver the 088 Victor here tonight, Talladega. Ricky, that's going to do it for our coverage here. Any closing remarks from you?
I just, man, that's
we were speechless.
Wild, man.
We were speechless at the end.
I've seen some crazy Dega races, but I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. What a finish!
What a finish indeed. I mean, it just goes to show you that you never know who's going to take home the checkered flag until it finally falls on the race. Folks, can't thank you enough for tuning in here tonight. Make sure if you haven't already, hit the like button on the video and subscribe. That does so much to help us out. We can't thank you enough for doing it on the road to 750 subscribers. I'd like to implore you to also check out the JTN social medias at JoeTowNetwork on Twitter and Facebook. Go do that once you get the chance. We're going to be doing some giveaways once we hit some milestones over there, especially on Twitter. 200 followers. That's what we're aiming for. We'll do a giveaway. You want to make sure you're a follower over there on the JTN Twitter. With all that being said, though, guys, thank you so much for tuning in here tonight. For all the folks that were in chat, Magoo, Matthew Stern, KJ was in chat earlier. I'm sorry I missed you earlier, KJ. And, of course, Brian and Kathy Voiles, for all you guys do for the guys here at Bomb Squad, but also for bringing us out to these races here and getting to bring some beautiful pictures to everybody's internet, to everyone's YouTube feed. But for all of us here at JTN, for Bristol, our producer, for Ricky Collette, I've been Joe Twansky. Have a fantastic rest of your evening, and we can't wait to see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks. Yeah, and they're going to be 3 wide coming to the checkered. Never mind, they're going to be... Oh, an Africa!
Who did that?
Turn 4 into the tri-oval. Whitehill is through the grass. It's going to be Noah Joyce winning his first career race in the Red Bull Cup Series.
All right, and they're wrecking behind them. We got cars flying everywhere. Cars upside down, but it doesn't matter. Noah Joyce has done it. He's won at Daytona in the 3 car.
Comes Musa. Musa's gonna.
Oh, he's gonna use that apron.
He's gonna use the apron.
They're gonna be side by side. Coming off the corner. Boy, back to the inside. It's gonna be a drag race to the line. So Musa gets it.